They journeyed to Hungary to sing and learn about life in a communist bloc nation, and the members of the West Plains High School Choir said they were apprehensive about what they would see and how they would be treated, but they discovered the people they met in Hungary left a great impact in their lives, an impact still being measured. They were beyond the Iron Curtain. Hungary was behind them. The West Plains High School Choir tour continued in Austria at a castle ruin.
I'm lost now.
Is that it? I don't have any idea where we are.
As they scrambled up an Austrian mountainside, making their way to the ruin, impressions of Hungary and the people they'd known there were fresh in their minds.
Nice little short walks, huh?
I like Hungary a lot. I'd go back in an instant.
That they're not unhappy.
They were nicer than Americans would seem to me, because they would come to you and they go out of their way to do things for you, to help you out.
The teenagers from the Ozarks realized their impressions of Hungary are based on just a few days' time. They didn't learn what it was really like to be under communist rule, but in their limited stay, they did gain insight.
I'm sure we saw the good side, I'm sure of it. I don't know what the bad side is.
I wish so much that everybody could do what I did. You know, all these people that hate communism, say the people over there are horrible, say that socialism is horrible, hate the people in Hungary just because they are under a communist rule. That's a government. That's a type of government. That's not the people.
They sang in great cathedrals and small high schools in Hungary and Austria. They met dozens of people whose lives are very different from home in the Ozarks. And as they shared their music and thoughts, the members of the West Plains Choir knew it would all endure far beyond the Iron Curtain.
You know, what do you tell people when they ask you, what was it like?
I said, tell them that it's the best 2 weeks of my life. I would go back in a second.
When people actually get together and talk and interact like that, it's hard to stay enemies.
I guess it's just making other people happy and seeing how pleased they were. And it made us feel really good about ourselves that we were doing something right.
With the West Plains, Missouri High School Choir in Austria and Hungary, Ed Fulmer, KY3 Action News.
I was thinking some people have said that travel is always the best education.
They learned a lot, Steve. They learned about, not only about life in a communist bloc nation, but they learned about themselves. Anytime a trip like this is taken, people tend to expand their minds, expand their horizons. And
lasting impressions.
Lasting impressions. And there was another lasting impression, too, that the hope that, you know, of broadening international relations, of understanding. One of the guides for the teenagers was studying to be a diplomat. And this was his first American group to take. He'd taken Russians, he's taken people from all other countries, but this was his first American group. And his first impression of Americans firsthand were these West Plains teenagers, and he was thoroughly impressed. So when he becomes a diplomat someday, a person of power, a person of influence, maybe he will remember the West Plains High School Choir.
And now this is not the last we have seen beyond the Iron Curtain.
No, we will see more of all of this. I am putting together a one-hour documentary for public television here in Springfield and hopefully across the nation. So this fall you will see a one-hour version of all this.
So we can go again.
On KOZK, KOZJ, Ozark Public Television.
Wonderful. Ed, thanks for coming in this morning.
It's been a pleasure.
Appreciate it. Well, Joe says we'll have more of the steam.